I'm asking my boss, he said, today don't come back again. And that is a very difficult place to do. With such a great audience. You know what happened yesterday? The cat course was started by me for the for the comedian. So, मुझे भी ऐसे मिले, I don't know. So that's why I just said thank you so much. On behalf of the Caravan Group, I want to say that this is a very august gathering, and Dracea is very close to Harendra Pass in Banga as or Anna. Just मैं आगा हो गया वो है so we metamorph into many things. So a little bit about the Caravan Group. The Caravan Group has two verticals. Caravan Maritime is the biggest, the Third Maritime, which I am part of, fleet management. We started 30 years ago. We at one time we were the largest for about 15 days. Then acquisition bought some new companies, so we're still the second largest. But we are there. And then we have chartering services and asset owning and investment. We own 6 ships. That is one vertical. The second one is Caravan Resources, where we trade iron ore and mineral commodities. And the last one is Caravan Asset Management. That is, like my own son is not a seafarer, but Vanga's son are also not seafarers. They are big players in the asset management. So पैसे को कैसे पैसा बनाना है वो दे लोग करते हैं. So that's why he's there. So asset management is also very strong. Okay. So having said this, for me, when I look at the room and the event comes up, thank you so much. I've met so many people which I have not met for a long time, starting with Captain Sundaram, Captain Ramanathan, Roti and Kalun. My friend Siddhana, and of course all the colleagues who come out from every part of the world. So, and my dear friend is Captain Prashant, okay. So, the theme of this conference, I asked Sam, he says, he can't tell me the theme. So, people are going to talk about AI. So I said, okay, I will say a few words about the AI and then I will hand over the floor, not to bore all of you, because the best thing we like is elbow stretching. So I think that we should keep our mind sharp for that. Yeah. So AI, we talk a lot about AI. AI is not a replacement for human judgment. It's not going to be a replacement for human judgment. It's going to augment our thinking. And we can do predictive analysis, we can do many things based on information. पहले क्या होता था? So when we stood on the bridge and looked at it, then we call it eyeball navigation. We will think, okay, here, so many cables away, we go to reduce speed, all of us will connect on the bridge, and they give us turn. We had no data coming in. I remember, I'm a pre-ISM master, so no data. It's only a visual data and you gain the judgment. And then you become an expert. Today, the master has approach speed, kitne kam ho gaya, what is the distance to go, how much time, everything is coming. The rate of contact. His mind is clouded, I know. I also talk to all the new masters, but so much information is also a problem. So I hope that the AI will help you decide that this is my view on AI. Okay. Then the risk, the one quote about all of us should remember is the biggest risk is not taking any risk. If you don't take a risk, there will be no risk. So I see in this room all of risk takers, everybody, and they have done very well. So I encourage you to encourage your staff on board ships, encourage whoever you're mentoring, please let them take risks and teach them that whatever technology is coming is not going to replace them, but it's going to only augment their thinking. Okay? There's a guy called Kai. How many people have heard about him? He's a venture capitalist and he's an AI strategist. कहता है कि automation is not about replacing people, It is about augmenting the capability. Then there is a guy called this John Scully, who is now the CEO of Apple. He said the future belongs to those whose possibilities before they become obvious. To see the possibilities before they become obvious. So हमारे ये लोग में बहुत लोग ऐसे हैं who can see in the future. Whether AI will let you see the future or not, I don't know. But you have to keep there. You say 5 years and what am I going to do? ठीक है? So somebody asked me the other day, आप become 65, आपको रिटायर होना है, बोला तो क्या होगा? So I said 5 years since क्या होगा? 5 years since you will see me back as an entrepreneur. So is all everything for you. And in this August gathering, all I can say is thank you so much for organizing this event, sir and team. Thank you all, President of Dracea and that mass pass was very unique. We were protesting actually, I was protesting. But it was uniform, it was interesting, very nice, connected, a lot of memories together. Thank you. Thank you for that. And thanks to each one of you who have been part of my journey in this profession and for being teaching me and starting with Mrs. Diwali. The best teachers I've ever had were fully, I still remember them, Captain Diwali and Kiki Joseph. So, you cannot forget that. Now, once if you are in a room, unless you connect to the audience, there is no point. And it takes a lot of effort to simplify, oversimplify. Even now, Captain Diwali is position to Vijay Gola and to take it. Position 1, position 2, क्या है अंतर क्या है? So this was, and I am talking so many years, 84 की बात है. Still there in right. So these are the things that we do, and thank you so much for telling us that yes, we fight life every day, and the ship, it changes every minute. The risk changes every minute, and so we are the most capable and most what can I say? Self-deprecating, and हम खुद कहते हैं कि अरे यार हम क्या करते हैं? Some worst thing I hear is we are like trying to snow. We are much more than that. A chief engineer, a master, they are a city. That little 20 people is a kingdom. We slow. It's like a city. You generate power. You do everything that the city does. So I want, I'm a very, very proud captain, and what a doctorate. मैं डॉक्टर नागराज नहीं सकता, लेकिन ऐसे नहीं मैं कप्तानी होगा. So thank you so much. I think I will say all the best to the rest of the conference. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, for the benefit of the come up here. Chandrashore Kadura. Very proud to have him as my senior on doctrine. And our batch was just standing over there and we were talking about this. And I have to, and I mean this on a serious note, one of the finest seniors that we had, because he really never used to really have any chance.
Good morning.
Can you just keep your phones on silent?
My name is Ashok Patura, ex-Dublin 6971. Represented Dracea in Singapore under diplomatic status due to my own position as Honorary Consul General of the Republic of Malta to Singapore for last getting cold shoulder. Now the answer says that the road to anywhere, we love any titles, only and only as ex-cadets. Please give a round 10 years of journey, but nothing has changed as ever. Next few days we will be going over our old memories about Charlie, blanket party, holy evening, country raids, frog jumps, FDI, code of honor, and so on. For the benefit of some Junas, in case they do not understand any of this terminology, practical demo can be arranged. Salute to the patriarchs and of the family and our singers. प्यार की जपी to my batchmate, Kapil, for you. प्यार की जपी. Ashirwad and love to my juniors. God bless you. Before coming here, Amin Sahai was preparing men's t-shirts for this event. Amin Sahai, not here. And then he asked me if I would like to sponsor t-shirts for ladies. Namaste to all Bhabiji. With due respect, please accept our t-shirts from Singapore. कोई शायद में गलती हो तो बोल दो माफ करना. In Dufferin we had a beautiful lady by the name Dorothy. No need to be jealous. It is not the name of a woman, but the name of our shoreline boat, Dorothy. Whenever she used to approach Dufferin, our coxswain used to shout, "Ship ahoy!" Then the cadet on duty had to say, "Dufferin, Dufferin." So, not for competition, but for nostalgia, some nostalgia, let's recreate same. I will say "Ship ahoy." First time you say "Dufferin, Dufferin." Then the second time I will say "Ship ahoy," you say "Rajendra, Rajendra." Then the third time I will say "Ship ahoy," you say we will feel that our legacy has given, we have given a strong legacy to Chanakya. Ship ahoy!
Dufferin, Dufferin, Dufferin.
Again, one more time. Ship ahoy! Dufferin, Dufferin. Okay, now next for Rajendra. Ship ahoy! Dufferin, Dufferin. One more time for Rajendra. Ship ahoy! Dufferin, Dufferin. Now Chanakya, you young boys, your time. Okay. Ship ahoy! Ship ahoy! Captain Behal, all government people, you can be rest assured that our legacy has gone in good hands. For next 3 days, our agenda is only पुरानी यादें और दोस्ती. दोस्ती अगर नजरों से हो जाए तो उसे इश्क कहते हैं. अगर सितारों से हो जाए तो उसे जन्नत कहते हैं. अगर दोस्ती हुस्न से हो जाए तो उसे मोहब्बत कहते हैं. वो मोहब्बत जो आप अपनी बीवियों से करते हो, दूसरी की बीवियों से नहीं, वो सारा फर्क होता है. दोस्ती अगर नजरों से हो जाए तो उसे इश्क कहते हैं. अगर सितारों से हो जाए तो उसे जन्नत कहते हैं. अगर दोस्ती हुस्न से हो जाए तो उसे मोहब्बत कहते हैं. अगर दोस्ती आप जैसे लोगों से हो जाए तो उसे किस्मत कहते हैं. I love you all. Thank you very much.
We're going to have many events. We had some yesterday and then we're going to have some more. In time, memories of those will fade. But I can tell you, Ashok's speech today is going to go down into our minds in stone. Big cheer for Ashok.
Good, sir.
Well, I'll tell you something. The next speaker has really got big shoes to fill now. And I can see already. Okay, I haven't really had the pleasure of knowing the leader for a long time, but he's here with us, and the reason that he's here with us is not because of all the successes that he's had in life, but that because his heart and his soul and his entire body is a part of this fraternity over here. So please come on. Big round of applause.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings from Dubai. As I was saying that very well, we have a lot of people here from Dubai today. So, big round of applause from Dubai alumni. We in Dubai always find a reason to get together, to celebrate each other's success. And one such event is Diwali party at my home. Every Diwali we look forward to meet each other, and I have Diwali party only for the alumni.
Next Diwali in Dubai.
So first of all, as something said, that it is very difficult to fill the shoes after the street like ma'am, and especially after getting the blue belt. But I will try to say something. First of all, it is a privilege and honor to address you in this grand global alumni meeting. And I was traveling, I was away for a very long time, but I made sure that I'm here for this occasion. Because all in all, I'm from Rajendra and Chanakya mixed bag. I had a privilege of being Rajendra 1 year and then Chanakya 2 years. So as somebody said, we are the opener for Chanakya. This gathering is more than an event, it's a celebration of the shared journey, achievement, and the unbreakable bonds forged between our community. I got a call from my batchmate Ram that I have to give this speech. I said, that's not a problem. What do you want me to speak about? He said, about you. I said, that's a very, very difficult part. So, as somebody said that AI is the thing, so I went to my ChatGPT and I wrote that write a speech for me. So I have a speech written by ChatGPT. But of course, I'm not going to go over the words, but I have some business to say. The legacy we have from the Rajendra and Chanakya, I adore, admire, I live by it every day in my life. We have done various different businesses, and in fact, I am called here on the stage to speak about entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship also not only on the shipping side, but non-shipping. Little bit of introduction about our group. We have two major businesses. The eighth one is the shipping side, and people call us pundits of shipping. Pundit always makes money out of everything happens in your life. Similarly, we make money out of everything happens in ship's life. Right from the delivery till the demolition. So, it's one I started in 2010, And in very few years, in 2-3 years, it became #1 company in the business area. And then of course from there we moved on to many various businesses, from the ship owning to operating to the management to consulting to the production. But here I am going to speak more about Karma, because Karma developer, one thing about entrepreneurship and on investment, I have been an investor in real estate from very, very young age. Even before we started, I went into charity. I come from a family where we have a lot of land and land. We were landlords, but the love for land started from there. So I was always investing in land. During our sailing days, I was an investor. When I moved on to Dubai in 2003, the freehold had started. So I have seen the whole journey of Dubai real estate. I was the one who bought the property in Burj Khalifa in those days when nobody could think of. And every investment, whether it be a shipping or the real estate, both are basically asset-based industries. So both the industries, getting in right time and getting out right time is most important. And that is what we most of the time could do. So that is why in 2013 we formed Karma Developers. Karma is a development company doing development in a lot of countries. We started in Cyprus. In fact, I am a super citizen because of that. And starting from Cyprus to London, Romania, Turkey, Greece, Canada, and we are sizable in Dubai. Right now we are developing more than 5 million square feet. We have a stall outside, not to market Karma investment. People who are from Dubai, they know I never sell property to our own investments. Because no matter what you do, they never happy. So I always advise them, everybody who lands in Dubai, whoever wants to buy a property, I always advise them, I always suggest them, I get them the bank loan, I get them the right guy who can help them to buy a property, but never buy a property. But we have a stall here, we put a Karma name here, so people can understand that everything is possible. Everything is possible for us. And why it was possible is, I never studied Dracea in China. I hardly passed. All of us know, right? So because I never studied during those days, later I thought maybe I can study a bit. So that is when I did my MBA from Manchester. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm CPA and CMA, both CPA Australia and CMA UK. MSc Finance, Master of Law, PhD in Economics. I'm also Harvard alumni, by the way. I was just like that. Yes, I am. But to tell you, I've been on the top, being in Manchester and Harvard and being in the board of the CPA Australia, the smartest people I have ever seen go all in China Canada. Celebrate our smartness. And coming back, I need to thank our mentors as well. So everybody thanks enough, but I know most of them very, very personally. But of course, Pawan and Ram, they've been always in touch. In fact, we discussed what else we can do to make it more interesting. That is when we thought of entrepreneur seminar. We can do the Dracea or Dracea or whatever you call it. So people can see what is possible. And why I said that, because I have been judging many of those events and we have done those in Harvard. Not only we do the real estate and the shipping, we invest in a lot of companies. We have a tech company which is featured in Bloomberg multiple times. In the business they do. We are doing AI, blockchain, we have invested in fintech, we have invested in PropTech, we have had very, very successful exit, 10x, 20x. We don't talk about failures. Of course we had failures. So here I know there are people from MIT, that we have people from Harvard, people from NCR. The business school, we name it, everywhere we made our presence. And good thing is, for us, it's easier to get in any of the business school because of the background we come from. In fact, what we learn on board is, we don't, while we are sailing, as ma'am said, somebody said, I'm not settled. We don't appreciate why we are on board. We start appreciating, but we are sure. We know what we live through. We know what we have gone through. We know what minimum we can work with. So, he was not so sure how to prepare. I used to speak to him 2-3 hours a day. I said, remember your days when you're on board. And what you learn on board, nobody can take away from you. One second thing is nobody knows about it. So take the interviewer to that side. Then you are the maneuver. You maneuver the interview as per your wishes. And he got it. Right now, I have 2 of my nephews I put on ship. My wife is very, very active in Rajendra and Chanakya alumni. In fact, she was pushing me to send my son on ship. Unfortunately, he got into all the academics and he had to go there to start doing his business studies. But he still insists that you should send him on board for at least few months, which I will for sure send him. But he always prefers, I can go on a yacht. But I said, okay, even if you go there at dead, why I don't mind, because you still go and learn the shipping, how we do the things hard way. So coming back, not to go anymore. Again, I say thank you very much to all the organizers. Thank you for being here. Yesterday I arrived a little late, but I saw the full and on. I saw, by the way, first time all of us back. How many of us there? 30. First time so much of gathering we have here. That is only because of the Ram. Of course, he has to justify his presence in the organizing committee.
But he has done a good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pradeep. That was very good. Wonderful. Okay. We are going to take a short break, and there's some tea and coffee outside. 1 cup per head. Sorry. Okay, sorry, cancel. Chai cancel, coffee cancel. You're not getting it. Sorry, there's one other thing which we need to do over here, and that is the launch of the souvenir. And for that, I am going to call on stage. Sorry, please give me a moment. This is Radhika Nair. Mrs. Henry. Please give her a big hand, Mrs. Henry. She is the boss lady of one of our most senior master managers present in this room, Captain Ender. And can I please call once again the President of Dracea to please come on stage and help us with this. Yeah. Captain Sudarshan.
बेटा ये 1 मिनट रुको ना। हाँ हाय भेजो, लेकिन मैं एक्चुअली क्या काम चल रहा है, रिकॉर्डिंग कर रहा हूँ, बस 2 मिनट।
Sure. Just thank you. Okay.
It's been a privilege to be part of this, getting this souvenir started with. To start with, Pawan sir, I learned the correct spelling of souvenir this time. Thank you very much. And second thing which I really appreciate is, जब भी मैं delay होता था, Pawan sir used to scold me like he used to call me and say, यार क्या था? And that relationship I think goes long, 35 years. He's
चल दिया घर से दूर लहरों की राहों में, लौट के आऊंगा फिर तेरी बाहों में। थोड़ा इंतजार होगा, दिल ये बेकरार होगा, फिर एक होंगे हम तुम खुशियों की पनाहों में। यारों का साथ है यहाँ सब ठाठ है, पर माँ के हाथों की रोटी आती बड़ी याद है। ये समंदर पे चलना बड़ा बेमिसाल है, पर वो संग लॉन्ग ड्राइव उसकी अपनी बात है। थोड़ा इंतजार होगा, दिल ये बेकरार होगा, फिर एक होंगे हम तुम खुशियों की पनाहों में। मेरी खुशकिस्मती मेरी दो जिंदगी, धरती का आंचल भी और सागर की बंदगी। एक तरफ शिप मेरा रिलेशनशिप, वहाँ दोनों के लिए बराबर मेरी ये तृष्णगी। थोड़ा इंतजार होगा, दिल ये बेकरार होगा, फिर एक होंगे हम तुम खुशियों की पनाहों में। चल दिया तुझसे दूर अपने घर की राहों में, लौट के आऊंगा फिर तेरी बाहों में। थोड़ा इंतजार होगा, दिल ये बेकरार होगा, फिर एक होंगे हम तुम लहरों की पनाहों में। चल दिया राहों में, लौट के
बच्चे मम्मी मुझको कहते, पापा भी मुझको ही कहते। पेरेंट्स डे या कोई ओकेशन, ये प्रेजेंट कभी नहीं रहता।
बातें प्यारी प्यारी तू मुझसे कहती है, आई नो दैट माई बेबी वो सब सच ही रहती है। 100 बातें प्यारी प्यारी तू मुझसे कहती है, आई नो दैट माई बेबी वो सब सच ही रहती है। पर मेरी लाइफ है क्या शिप पर तुझको दिखा दूं, आ मेरी रानी तुझको मैं शिप की सैर करा दूं। चल मेरी रानी तुझको मैं शिप की सैर करा दूं। तू डेडअप होकर एफबी पे जब सेल्फी लगाती है, देख तुझे फिर डेक पे मुझे तेरी याद सताती है। सबको लगता है शिप की लाइफ बहुत ही ग्लिटरी है, एडवेंचर यहाँ कैसे कैसे सब कुछ स्लिपरी है। चिल्ड सीक बियर पिला दूं, आ मेरी रानी तुझको मैं शिप की सैर करा दूं। चल चल मेरी रानी तुझको शिप की सैर करा दूं। तेरे मेरे बीच में लव का जो ब्रिज है हॉट एंड हैपनिंग है, रहता हूँ ब्रिज पर तन्हा तन्हा दैट्स वेरी मैडनिंग है। तू मेरी लाइफ की लाइफ बोट है, तू ही एंकर है। शिप और रिलेशनशिप दोनों जरूरी करते दोनों मैटर है। आ तुझको मैं क्वार्टर डेक पर पार्टी करा दूं। मेरी रानी तुझको मैं शिप की सैर करा दूं। चल मेरी रानी तुझको मैं शिप की सैर करा दूं। ओह माय बेबी तुझको मैं शिप की सैर करा दूं। चल चल मेरी रानी तुझको शिप की सैर करा दूं।
Hello friends, starting soon an unmissable live coverage here on Sailor Today TV.
गुजरता नहीं। क्या यही प्यार है?
हाँ यही प्यार है।
दिल तेरे बिन कहीं लगता नहीं, वक्त गुजरता नहीं। पहले मैं समझा कुछ और वजह इन बातों की, लेकिन अब जाना कहाँ नींद गई मेरी रातों की। जागता रहता हूँ मैं भी, चांद निकलता नहीं। दिल तेरे बिन कहीं लगता नहीं, वक्त गुजरता नहीं।
कैसे भूलूंगी, तू याद हमेशा आएगा। तेरे जाने से जीना मुश्किल हो जाएगा। हो अब कुछ भी हो, दिल पे कोई जोर तो चलता नहीं। दिल तेरे बिन कहीं लगता नहीं, वक्त गुजरता नहीं।
क्या यही प्यार है?
हाँ यही प्यार है। दिल तेरे बिन कहीं लगता नहीं, वक्त गुजरता नहीं।
क्या यही प्यार है?
हाँ यही प्यार है।
दिल तेरे बिन कहीं लगता नहीं, वक्त गुजरता नहीं।
May I request some of you to please come forward because most of the ladies have actually gone for this makeup session workshop. Captain BBC, can you bring forward? You know, we have the chairs that actually empty in the front. So please ask everyone to come forward.
वहाँ लगा था सर बोर्ड मिल गया मैंने लगा दिया
So without any further delay, I would like to, give a small brief of the next session speaker, Captain Soma Nair. Kundan, can you, Anshul, can you get the doors closed, please? So a brief about Captain Soma Nair, my old friend. We were together in Great Eastern in 1990. Of course, I joined in 1990. He was there. He is a Great Eastern cadet from 1988, and we were together there. And then we were together again in Anglo-Eastern. And very happy to say now, he is sort of with Taragal Fleet Management Group and in the top position, top management position. Congratulations, Soma. And Soma, he basically has been heading the manpower department in Anglo-Eastern as well as now in fleet management. We all will, appreciate that this is the biggest challenge what we have. Though we are a maritime nation with respect to the supply of manpower, but this is something even we are also struggling at this stage. So he will be sort of briefing us. He will be advising us at what not only his company is sort of doing it with respect to the challenges of maritime manpower. So his sort of article, his presentation is about answering tomorrow needs. And welcome, Captain Soma.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Pawan, and thank you to the organizing committee to have been so kind to make this arrangement. Fantastic arrangement. We look forward to more event and interactions during the next 2 days. The topic for me given was maritime manpower answering tomorrow's needs. So I was just wondering, why me? Why fleet management? We talk about this. And I so happened that yesterday evening I asked Captain Sa as well. Captain Sa, why ask? And then, simple one line, he said, because you deserve to speak about this. So I don't know whether it was a overdose of whiskey talking that time.
You are one of the best.
I am coming to that. I am coming to that. Okay? And when you're talking, he did mention why fleet management needs to be talking about this. And simply put, you will find some numbers there. 650 ships in technical management, over 27,000 crew, officers in different locations, that's fine. Just to give you a brief of why India is such an important aspect for us. Out of the 27,000 pool, what we have, about 20,000 is from India, and we have presence about 4,000 in the Philippines and about 2,000 from China office. In a nutshell, about 10% of officers deployed from India, so it's a fleet management. So before we get into the actual nitty-gritty of what the manpower requirements of pool in the future would be, I thought it was good to first get an overview of the industry as to what it is today, and what better than the Drury Maritime Research. They do a very extensive research and produce papers on a yearly basis of what the manpower situation globally is. So if you look at, and mind you, this is 2020 to 23 reports, that's the last report which is available. So you will see overall, just purely looking at the officers, we have about 560, 570,000 officers globally, and ratings about close to 1.6 million. And there has been a growth of about 2% in the officers, and the statistics are from 2013 up to 2022. Likewise, about 6% growth in the ratings category. Now, if you purely look at the supply and demand situation, and this you will keep hearing, and I'm sure you would have heard that the supply is far less than what the demands are, and which is what this particular bar chart indicates throughout the years what the requirements are. And what you will see is Drury, they do an analysis to see what the actual shortfall will be and do a forecast for it. Okay. And the last one is the last bar graph obviously is about 2027. Okay. And then they use the analogy and have the expected number of ships that time, and they correlate that to what the contract period will be. So the factor they used is 1.2% growth in the supply sector, and you take overall into the picture, so there is a shortfall in officers term over 50,000 in the year 2027. So that is the reality what is expected. With respect to maritime goals, if you just do a overall analysis as to which are the big nations which are providing these human capital for the maritime, Philippines of course has been the largest, which is over 200,000, followed by China, which is about 170,000. The numbers for India may be a bit skewed, and I'm sure Dr. Daniel, he will have something more to talk about that. But the fact is, these are the numbers reported in the Drury report. Okay. There are numbers from Russia, Ukraine, and the other following countries. While there are numbers, it's not in such large scale that it is going to impact the overall maritime industry. The bottom ones, okay, Latvia, Bulgaria, Ukraine, there is hardly any seafarers coming out. While there are other smaller nations, I know there are a fair bit of crew from Vietnam, Myanmar, Indonesia, but not sufficient enough to make an impact. And many of them are only catering to the local domestic trade. During the COVID, I'm sure, like a lot of my competitors, they have used services because at that time it was used, whichever crew was available to put on board. But I know all that is getting reversed back, and then it's only been mainly through manpower providing stations which are being utilized. Purely in terms of the last decade, from 2011 to 2021, this is how the numbers in various nationalities have changed. The biggest gain has been the Russian seafarers, over 47% increase in their total count, followed by Philippines, 45%, and so on. And I would like to draw your attention, India has also increased by about 31%. A Drury report, Captain Daniel can tell us more if this is authenticated or not. So what are the challenges what we see? These are purely on numbers. So there is a shortfall of 50,000 officers by 2027. So what we see as the biggest challenge is going forward. Okay? Aging workforce. Why do I say aging workforce? Simply because the people who are coming out to sea now, their aspiration, thought process is far different than what it historically and traditionally used to be. They know exactly what they want. They are not here for a 20, 30 year career. We do intake about 400 deck and engine combined cadets, and I am part of the interview panel in most of the cases. And I see that they don't have a vision beyond 5, 7 years, masters, class 1, maybe. But that is the reality of what it is. Skill gaps, will there be a change in skill gaps? For sure. Earlier talking about artificial intelligence, right? The complexity of the dual fuel, there's a lot of discussion on dual fuel which is happening, which is going to be a new one. What are the requirements? What are the training needs? So all the dynamics will come into play. Recruitment issues, even in India, as we see today, merchant Navy as a career is not as lucrative as it was 20 years back, right? And simply because there are other options. So to get, even though we are, the population is there, we can get higher, but it is not as lucrative as what it was, say 20 years ago. Regulatory challenges, ever-changing dynamics with respect to new requirements, rules coming up. The latest ones you would have heard of, EU ETS, fuel EU Maritime. So many things which are changing, which is necessary, nothing to be debated, but it's all adding to the workload for the people on board. What are the strategies we can use as a maritime industry? So the younger guys, they need proper roadmap for their careers to see what their aspirations are. It is not going to be like an entry from cadet to captain and then continue sailing as captain, and that is not what they want. They need to see a progression. So there has to be some thought process on what we need to do with respect to catering to their specific needs. Training and skill development, for sure, with the advancement of technology, as I said, the thought process has to be different. The 5-day classes, morning, 9, which has to be crystallized. Of the industry. China, and for people who don't know the way China is putting money and infrastructure for maritime industry is staggering.
The union ranks, we have that motivation. The cadets who come different background, and everybody is looking very short term. They can come short. I think we need to tap the people in rural areas, not and need to touch them young. So some, I would say, many institutes must actually enforce that come on board, especially because we only operate the PD ships, so highly qualified, fully matrix crew. That needs to be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain McKay. Thank you, Captain Sudarshan, for this. So, in fact, I agree with both of them. Captain Sudarshan, I know where he's coming from. The same challenge we face, right? The ship managers, right? Cost definitely is a very big factor. So, a lot of owners would say, they want to reduce cost, and what the first thing, what we end up doing, though it doesn't make a big differential in the overall thing, but that's the easy thing, right? Complement has to be there, and other dynamics will be there. So, I know where you're coming from, but that is can influence the ship owners. So request is, do not please compromise on whichever Indian officers. And putting our new hands is from tier 1 city to tier 2 city. Now it has to go to tier 3 city because that is where the hunger is now. People want to, but that's
since 2000 and shifted to IoT sector from 2008 onwards. So what since it is out of box, been involved with training in we need to break that silo. And the silo which I am talking here is the silo of Amresh Bhagwat, out of box like we are talking about over here.
Having something like a budget maybe, I must tell you that there are already some institutes which are running on this.
Two bulk carriers, and one of the pictures that is set Neelam Pandey. And this is a brief owner to do a 1-week assessment and training along with 15 other candidates. Captain Neelam Pandey stood first.
And yes, it's good he stopped. So now typical government presentations where they will only talk about good things, because what we feel that in the time you talk about problem, the problem will not be solved. Okay, so we have a lot of Dracea people who are into commercial, okay, and they all feel that what is actually beyond the money is coming from. So we will have.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I'll be having very shipping side. So one thing is that AC license is required for coastal vessel or for the import and export. There was a gazette notification in 1963 Since then, there was no change. And recently, in taxation, had difficulties in the operation, had difficulties in additional manpower. That cost used to be $2,000 per day.
I started a career with a management company. The management company was a career after my Rajendra, and throughout as a career master, I was the first management company, and how the management companies have grown up in India in the last so many years. When we talk about those things, we talk about the shipbuilding, ship ownership, ship management, the training, commercial. Come to India, there's so many other countries except China maybe, but we know China. Governments have improved a lot. So probably that is the first attempt. But what I see is in shipbuilding and ship construction and ship ownership. What the Indian ship ownership has not increased in terms of number of ships and in terms of number of shipping companies. I don't know the reason. When I charter a ship, I don't even see any Indian ship owner presenting the ship to my inquiries. I get even Bangladesh. We must find out why, and I have requested to Captain Danish. I have seen that he was a very like when we were cadets and Indian officers to get into the MB and DG shipping for the task, we had to really muster a lot of courage. But now thank you.
One more thing, sir. So before you start, I don't know whether the Indian Port Act and the port related things will be able to resolve. At least you are the face for us. You can give this presentation also there. In the Indian port, there are lots of government. The private port is coming. They are giving good discharge rate, 50, 60, even 70,000 ton per day, which never use bids. By the Indian common people. For example, in Tuticorin, especially the bulk material goes from 40 to 50, 60 rupees. It is about 140, 150 rupees. So
Thank you, Captain Sanjay, Captain Arthur. Captain Sanjay spoke a little bit about on the financing side. Indian banks are not financing. Why they are not financing? They want long-term contracts. No one gets long-term contracts here. ISCL, BPCL, same you go, no one will give more than 1 year or 2 year contract. So it's all stuck somewhere. So it has to get out of it. We have smart guys like Daniel. We want many more Chanakya guys to get into the administration.
So though technically they are not the season cheating and all these things are going on, directorate is taking. I thought so record of 409 seafarers have been repatriated back safely last 1 year. Presently this is the category wise. The figure is though very high, 670. You can see the break. We have also done the data analysis. What is submarine lease? This is a wrong one. Suppose it is related to SID and he has chosen an. People keep complaining, there are a lot of issues. Okay. So we had series of meeting with MHA and MEA for resolving these issues. These are available in the links what we have done. Because you all will be working, you all are related to ports and ship on. So this is a bit of, see more or less these 14 ports, DA and MHA, so that's, but these ports unfortunately are under state government. Okay. So we are working on and by month end. So Kandla, Mundra, Paradip is highly commercially viable and easiest. So these will be under central government. So there we will go for another 6 months. We want all this under the control of Bureau of Immigration. 4,000 plus seafarers are immigrating every day all over India. This is authentic data. This includes the technicians and other people. Includes sign-on and seafarer for their migration and immigration issues and for their baggage claim. No research wish list. We are trying. Starting with Mumbai and going on to Delhi. So these are big things, big things which we are planning. ERP solution for SWFS, seafarer welfare. In another 6 months, you all should say, wow. That is our intention. Let's the lunchtime. I will not shoot this because these are important issues which we can deliberate over a cup of coffee or cup of drink. So, Directorate has started this Maritime single window. This will be a major boost. Today's date, 79 Indian ports are under this. PHO, Indian Coast Guard, DGS, and also complete revision of the syllabus, circulation. Let me tell you, we had a jet this company. So please don't put so strict. We tender rendezvous hub in Southwest Coast. The deviation is only 5 miles. Okay. The way forward has been already suggested. Obviously, it is with the Ministry of Finance. You know, government to government how the procedures work. And you run the ship as a charter, and whenever you don't want, you give it back. So that is the concept which is going to come. Also, we are going to develop a Say Smart Southeastern Regional Maritime Education Hub. Also, National Green City Policy, shipwright recycling, marina projects. This is one of my favorite. We want to have marinas all over India. All over, so many ports are there. Have this concept of marina with sailing yacht. Many people are interested in yacht, but these policies are not there. So we are working on this policy. Also participate in UN and other projects. Grow Litter is being worked out. UN is working big time on the Grow Litter program. Also Green Voyage, life below water, that is related to sound and noise. So we need to participate in this. These are my wish list. And I hope I have covered more or less. Okay, port related. To tell you how the dhacha of Indian government is, the Ministry of Shipping, Ports, Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways. So unfortunately, ports is directly looked after by the ministry. So we have different people sitting in ministry who control the ports. Directorate doesn't control the ports. Ports are then controlled by individual major ports with government PSUs. So you have individual like JNPA is a separate account. Okay? But all said and done, your thing related to cargo and other issues, please submit to us. We are in good terms with all the ports. Okay? We can tell major ports. Minor ports it is difficult because they come under the maritime board. But I can see Captain Solanki, Ashwin Solanki is there, Captain Bhara, they are all there. So they are here to support. You can go to them. Kya hai sir? Yes or no?
Please, stand up.
Please.
I think we have from Andhra Maritime.
Andhra Maritime.
Gujarat Maritime.
Gujarat Maritime. All big shots are sitting in the last.
Maharashtra.
So we are there. If they are not supporting you, please give it to us. We will nudge them from our sources. And anything else, Sagar mein Samman and Sagar mein I can keep on doing because I am the nodal who is working on this action. So it is not out of box thinking. We have already started working on Sagar mein Samman. 8th November 2024, we had constituted a task force with women. 17 women have participated, volunteered to devise a comprehensive policy document. 17 women, leading women. You name them. They are working on silos early. You brought them. Similarly, Sagar Mein Yoga is a flagship program which we want to take it to world through IMO and ILO. Seafarers are our brand ambassador. Yoga hamari dano, right? So we are going to have. Now I have become a yoga expert. I have a committee where I am heading. I am not a yoga expert. I have 66 yoga gurus in this committee. Okay, they are teaching art of living, yoga. You name it, they are there. So we are going to bring this, promote this to our seafarers, and our vision is next council in November, we need to promote Sagar Mein growth to the entire November. Thank you very much. This is my mobile number. I know many people are. So, any issues related to seafarers, trust me, you will get my WhatsApp reply within 24 hours. If you don't get it, that means there is some problem.
You can put it on Dracea Global Group. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel, you can see the passionate speaker, and he is really doing a lot of things. And it's like what he says, we need to support him. So it would be great if, and as I say that there are many young Chanakya guys who are already, either they are staying somewhere in the ministry or they are like, we have Gujarat Maritime Board, Maharashtra Maritime Board, Andhra Maritime Board, and many of you and of course, Captain Sanjay Goyal and Arthur, I think you will have to catch him later because your specific answer will be from. Okay? So that's more of nothing around slight delay. Okay, coming back to the next topic, not wasting time. That's from our premier company, Captain Bari's company, ARI, Captain Bhupesh Gandhi and Captain Chetan Bhatia. I am welcoming them to speak on artificial intelligence in maritime industry, coping with its challenges. Please.
So it's a tough task and a tough time. Tough time because I think everyone wants to run away to lunch, and tough task because after the bar has been set so high with all the previous speakers, it's hard to match their skill and the humor. So let me try and do what I can. And first of all, I want to thank the organizing committee, Captain Saab, Pawan, all of you, to give me this opportunity to be here. It's so heartwarming to be here among such a this gathering. Seniors from whom we learn, inspired us. Even now they keep inspiring us. Contemporaries with whom we shared some good moments on ships and ashore. And the young generation who is shining globally, leading the Dracea flag all over. So, artificial intelligence, when we say, it's a topic I think which is from morning. I think all the speakers that we heard, except I think Captain Ashok Baroda, everybody mentioned about AI somewhere or else. And it's hard to walk into any conference today and not get to see or hear the mention of AI in any of the sessions. So whether it's seafarers or tech, anything that you talk about relating to shipping, you will find always AI is there. It's taking the world by storm, and maritime is much better. But let me do some kind of, what I say, busting the myth. First of all, it's not something new. We think that, oh, AI has now come and is taking over human jobs, or it's going to, replace human. You will be surprised to know that as far back as in 15th century, 1495, a guy called Leonardo da Vinci, he wrote about artificial intelligence. In fact, it was a project called a mechanical pigeon, which he tried to make it work like a real pigeon. It's not written, mentioned whether it succeeded or not. But in later years, in year 1950, I think, a guy called Alan Turing, it was way before the computers became possible, he wrote about the computer and artificial intelligence. How the machine can be like human being. In fact, there is still today a test called Turing test, which is used to test how close a machine is can think like a human. So, coming to this factor of, again, human intelligence versus artificial intelligence, I did say about it's not new. And second thing also, it's much simpler than we think. It is made to look like, if you look at the picture like this,
you think, wow, it's something so complex and so difficult to implement or to work with, but actually it's nothing different from it's a human. So human is the bedrock, human intelligence is the bedrock of creating the artificial intelligence. All the algorithms that we write, what the machine is supposed to do, is all written by the human. So it's always still going to be the human intelligence which will always lead the way. And in near future at least, I don't see any reason that anyone should be afraid of artificial intelligence taking the role of human intelligence. It is impossible. And so let's talk about it in a bit scientifically manner. What is the context where what we are talking here, the maritime industry? What is the problems and where we see the artificial intelligence can play a role? And I'll focus more on the coping with challenges rather than, because each of these topics, if you see, like increasing competition, a pain point, or environmental regulation, again a huge pain point. Safety concern, we still need to maintain safety. Each of these can have a full day session to discuss the problem. So we don't have time to go into these details, but these are the problems, I think, top 3 problems every shipping company faces. To deal with the competition, comply with the regulation which are every day new regulation is coming, and safety concern. We still need to operate ships in a safe manner. So, main task where AI we see people are using it is in certain things like route optimization, predictive maintenance, collision avoidance, cyber security, and autonomous operations. Lastly, the training. Again, if you see, each of these is a deep subject by itself, and I'm not going to go into that because, as I said, let's focus on what's the challenge that we'll have in dealing with any of these challenges being handled by AI, if we have to. So, what are the key challenges when we work with AI? I will again narrow it down to 5 major challenges because there are again a numerous number of dimensions from where you can look at it. But if we just narrow it down to 5 of these, I think we can talk about data, because I will just go into each of these a bit more in detail just to tell you how or explain how it is. Cyber security risk, which we all know of, regulatory hurdles, and we talk about the skill gaps. We heard about it from some other speakers as well. But when we get more and more into technology and these things require certain skills, which I think is very, very difficult to train people in short time because the technology, the way it's coming up in the industry, it's hard to cope up with training the people to that level. And the last one, which is my favorite, is ethical consideration, which requires again a very deep thought on before we implement AI into any of the functions that we want to go with. So, starting from first on the data. So, any system is as smart as the data, and that's same like a human being. If you see how a human being is trained, if you see this guy over here, if he was trained in an academy and he was trained by a trainer and he read one certain book, his knowledge and skill or competence will be limited to that much what he learned from that guy. But if he was a Dracea alumni and he would have been taught by people like Captain Rewari, Captain Joseph, Captain Subramaniam and many such brilliant teachers today, you can expect a different level of competence or smartness in that guy. It's same with the AI. When you have an AI system or in any function of the that we talked about, if you are using a function there, you need data to train the system, and both things, quantity and quality. First of all, the challenge for the AI system today is you can write the algorithm for doing certain things, but how do you train the whole
think what we say, the efficiency of the system depends on how much it has learned. So one thing is the data that you put in, like reading a book, you have learned from the books, and then when you get a practical experience, so that's what machine learning does, that it will go through the iterations and do a certain thing when it will start to look at the issue and get a learning from this data. You will be surprised. I was recently in a conference in Singapore in which the data scientists who had come to participate in this AI conference, and they were saying that most of the system they are creating, they know that the efficiency is very low because there is no data, and what they are doing, they are creating synthetic data. So you do a certain, put in the primary data, then you do certain task, and that outcome you again use it as another data point. But that's not the real data. You want to be in a real situation to go through that function and then get the input. That's the real data. And in most of the system is so new. For example, navigation. So if you want to train a system on assisting the navigator in taking a decision, like we said collision avoidance, it has to have a certain level of data of transiting through that channel to record some data points. When it can give, they are ferries, and there is a cell in Singapore which is run by NUS, National University of Singapore. From the BTS and everywhere, I was helping them professors that even though they got all this data from different sources, but it was still not sufficient to give them enough information to create response to a certain situation. So that is a greater problem, is that the data is a big challenge for AI system to be successful. You can create a system, but without the data, it's like a human being just having gone through the whole system with one teacher and one book. So his knowledge will be limited to only that. That's a big problem for the first challenge. The second challenge is cybersecurity. I think I don't need to say so much, but there is recently, 2 days ago, a report was released by a company called CyberOut, based in Singapore, and they released it to CTS. I don't know how many of you know. CTS is a company that publishes all these reports. You can download this free of cost. They say they have come a lot of figures on how big it is. Then we know many of these incidents they say are not reported because they happen over the weekend, and shipping being so time sensitive. So if a ship is held in port and you get a kind of demand, your system has been hijacked and you get a demand to pay a certain ransom. We all know about the Musk incident, but that's a big one. But there are so many small ones there, and they said the average payout for such cases is 3 million. Amazing. And these are not even reported because they have to resolve the situation. So we are talking about the whole system being compromised. You have ransomware where you can't do anything, denial of services. You can have a spoofing when you're doing the and then you have things like data breaches. Alright? Regulatory hurdles, we all know. Shipping is a complex web of regulation, one after another. How to cope up with this, and then you talk about liability and insurance because of that. And let me come to the last one about skill gaps. You all know, you can't cope up. Pawan is telling you to speed up, so I just come to the last one, which is, of course, as I said, is my favorite, and then I hand over to Chetan to give you what we do in AI about this. So, ethical consideration is a very, very big question mark, because what happens is when we create these systems, they are like what they call black boxes. So what are they doing with the algorithm? And there can be an algorithm bias, there can be a data bias, and they may give a decision which is not really having any ethical consideration. So I like to quote this famous quote, which is saying that if AI has a goal and humanity just happened to be in the way, it will just do the thing without giving any concern about humanity. It's like we are building a road and an anthill was on the way. It's not because
we hate ants, but it was just we are building a road. And that's how the AI system works. And if you thought I was so smart to write it, I wasn't. It's coded by Elon Musk. Okay. And just to conclude, I mean, in either situation, of course, they say a perfect situation will be when a system is powered by AI autonomously, the predictive maintenance reduces the downtime, and the emissions are controlled again by the system controlled by AI, so there is no environmental impact. And that will be the happy situation. And I think that situation will come eventually once the system gets matured and they have all this data available. Now, we at AI are using AI as well in ahead of many other companies who are in trading, developing trading system. And to give you a glimpse of that, I will call my colleague Chetan to give you a short presentation or run a few more slides just to give you what's happening with that. Chetan?
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I'll start off with congratulating the organizing committee first for putting up such a wonderful event. And it's an honor to be present here and presenting in front of such esteemed personalities. Just continuing from where Captain Gandhi left, he gave some wonderful insights on artificial intelligence. So, I'll just continue from where he left. We are ARI, that's what he was stressing upon, we are ARI, and what we do at ARI with the use of artificial intelligence to evolve the maritime education and assessment process. So just to give you a glimpse of ARI's portfolio, what we really do, how many verticals, how many industries do we cater to. So as you can see, marine and offshore industry. So we are working for marine suits, offshore and front sea suits. For the energy industry, the oil and gas, green energy suits. For general industries, for defense industries, they have more than 75 types of simulators, and we have been the pioneers in nighttime education for many years now. So what we need to learn just by catering to many of these industries, what we need to is to adapt the best practices and the best learning methods from different industries. So as Captain Soma Sundar Nair also said, the young generation does not want to sit in classes for 7 or 8 hours for 5 continuous days and attend those classes, and at the end of those 5 days just give an exam and go away with and take a certificate with them. So with Workforce 4.0 and Education 4.0 coming up, what we need is progressive learning. So we say scaling into the future with new learning methods. This is a powerful metaphor for embracing progressive education. Just like navigating the open sea, education also requires agility and a deep understanding of both the destination and the conditions along the way. So going further. So just to resolve this issue, what we have been having for quite some time now is supervised learning, supervised assessment, as I said, sitting in the classes, giving exams, getting a certificate. What we have to evolve to is unsupervised learning and unsupervised assessment with the use of artificial intelligence that we are stressing upon over here. So, ARI as an organization is vastly experienced in simulation training, and with the use of this experience, expertise and modern technology, ARI is committed. So, automated scenario or simulation based assessment has 2 parts to it. So, I'll just go through the first part first. These, what you are looking at the screen right now, simulation based assessment, like picking up a pilot or dropping a pilot, navigating with currents, navigating in heavy fishing traffic. There are rules running in the background which are deciding the assessment, and the reports which are generated, highly generated reports. This is one part of your automatic. But what if we don't break down to work? So for that, what we need is data interpretation and data analysis. A person sitting in the CCR doing cargo operations, a person can see a person sitting at a remote location. So that's what we call hybrid or blended capability. Session in which the vessel comes inside using the engines, the bridge team and the engine room team is cohesively working together. Once the cargo operations are completed, a new vessel with new drafts is loaded onto the system.
One more seminar tomorrow on the entrepreneurship. Probably one of the topic may come out of this particular presentation too. And there is a good fight. And we have great players here. Captain Masood has been one of the best players, in last few tournaments. So it's normally in January. Then we do like a monsoon picnic, and it's been going on. But then with Dracea numbers, like we're going to do, so we do it like CMI and Dracea together. And it's been also happening, a good family gathering every year. We go close to Mumbai, wherever during the monsoon time. Of course, in between we do our XCOM meetings. So it's every 3 months now. XCOM, Dracea XCOM is actually 24 members, right? So it's a 2-year XCOM, and we have you can see that from 1957. Also have gone for test approval. If nobody responds within a certain period, it is up. So things are moving much faster, and that's how we see now the decision making is gone a little better. And then we of course the last event, the big event we did was in 2015, and we were really good success. Most I can see a lot of repeat cases. Both of Chanakya, then Rajendra, and then so that's a very, very good sign, and we'll be very happy that more and more from industry, that the Chanakya cadets, on somehow the companies had some sort of a negative feedback, and we tried to work on it, and it's improving. Now the Chanakya placement is also very good, thanks to some of the company, including Fleet, Synergy, and many of these companies. So what's happening nowadays? So nowadays, again, standard meeting. We see that's supposed to be the portal which is for IIT. So and then there was a land, 5,000 square meter of land, which needed only 3 crores of penalty to the work on office for 3 to 4 months. We sort of take them that how they should be, how they will be. It's more of like, and most of the guys who help are all here. So it's then again, there was one good project was taken, conservation and restoration of present and draft edition, and Captain Kapil Dev helped to up this project. He got it done so nicely. So it's all there. And then of course Dracea Hotel, as I talked. Yeah.
We have a bad spread, because I think one way you can get
When we finalized this place, we had 3 options of different hotels, and then we sort of finalized because of size and information. That's very, very important. So we have the contact details, as I told you, 800 registered to say, but then batches have to literally serious activity. Now, this is something that CMI did it so well, and they with a small, it did not happen. The COVID came in between. But this is something we have in plan, and there's a lot is expected of XCOM members, But then, as I say, that everybody is also doing their own work, Either they are working somewhere or they are running their own companies. So sometimes it's not practically possible. But we have a permanent staff, then the Dracea affairs could be taken, could be handled more seriously. Then continue planning for a Dracea Maritime Institute led by alumni. Now this is something, this topic has been going on. So if 50% of the amount of the way our alumni is placed around the world. I'm not going to discuss too much here. People who are interested to be during our entrepreneur seminar, because this is going to be led by alumni. So how to do it, how whether so I I just see Captain Soma and Captain Deepak there. So my last point of discussion was Dracea Maritime Institute. So I thought of to mention about it. So we have a discussion on this tomorrow. Form an association of member spouses to encourage family engagement. Okay, this is also has come up an idea from various. Officers Wives Association. You know? So we were all members so wonderfully, like every 3 months we were having a good gathering there in Jijja. So I'm sure must be happening in other cities as well. So this is one of the ideas which has come that to have an association of members of, and actually they will probably do a better job. You know? So I have seen my wife working for Innerview, and the way they prepare their meeting minutes, schedule, everything. We are nowhere. You know? For us, like meeting. Dracea dinner in Mumbai. We had similar dinners all around in India and in Singapore, Dubai, everywhere. Dubai, and we have here as our esteemed member. About something positive, something contribute to the industry, not like just like a seminar, where we actually come, have good lunch and dinner and go back. It should actually contribute something to the industry. Then encourage every batch to nominate a batch representative responsible for membership, sponsorship, drives, souvenir articles. Same idea what you said, sir. We did it on WhatsApp, so something great, where we could then give these articles to other journals as well. Challenge. It should not be the only sponsorship and souvenir articles. It should be everyone's responsibility. So I think every week or even every month you give an hour. That is good.
If you're not really interested in the siesta, you have come all the way here, not to go back into our rooms. Leisure should be here itself, if you agree with me. So, with permission of the president, the seniors, senior most organizing person, I take a vote. How many of you are willing to come back to the room after lunch? You may feel later. So we get to know कि हमें वापस आना है या हम भी करना है. Sir, without anything, whatever you feel like, your choice. चलो हम 1 घंटा change का time भी दे देंगे. Not me, again with permission. So if you are willing, we fix a time and we come back here and we can continue the discussion, chat, presentations, talks, whatever you feel like. Karaoke is also there. So that's parallel.
Those who are interested to discuss about Dracea, we can come. Never mind, it's only 4 days.
We have tomorrow also afternoon is peace.
Tomorrow you can plan it. Tomorrow. This is plan it tomorrow. We are going. Plan it. Sir. No, 1 minute, Anshul. Just 2 minutes. Last.
Everybody hungry. Everybody, I think, waiting for the break. But to wind up, because it's been, if you allow me, it's been a little bit on the serious side, right, till now. So let's get our hair down. I can't, but maybe some of you can. And meantime, let's go. So is Srivari ma'am still here? She just went out. Okay. So I was just going to say that I'm guilty of treating my kids as cadets, but won't do it anymore. So. Respected Baps, Dadas and Paradadas, batchmates and friends. Batura Sahab, our guiding force from Singapore, brought itna josh that we are still madhosh. Right? Where is Pradeep? Pradeep's focus and courage has caused him to become a rage. So this is kind of recap of what that happened. Soma Nair showed us we need people with a brain. Dracea has traditionally rid shipping of this pain. For DG shipping, there is renewed respect, taking steps to make India the best. Taking steps to make India the best. Bhupesh is an old hand and is an old hand at all of this and now try to do my bit. Okay. As Pawan told, for AI, one needs I, right? And Dracea is your guy for that, right? So Dracea says, never say die. AI, as also Captain Naga said, it takes you into the future. Okay? But we need also to go into the past, for sure. Poetry with ChatGPT can write it. Poetry, ChatGPT can write it. Our memory, AI can't yet reach it. So here's something to jog the memory. Dracea Hurdan. Ladies, you are seafarers' wives or daughters. So if you find it a bit risk, your tolerance matters. So here we go. Stand by for a pipe. Stand by for a pipe. Boys of different Rajendra Chanakya. ये तो बताओ क्या किया? क्या किया? क्या किया? Holy stoning in the morning, fallens at night. Correct? Holy stoning in the morning, fallens at night. Bugle to wake up and for the dinner table fight. Bugle to wake up and for the dinner table fight. Also a new identity. Many of us got a new identity. Shit of India. Sorry. Anyone? Remember that? Shit of India. So this was correct. So we will make some things of use. Stand straight here. So the instructors, Chauhan, Daniel, Randhawa, Kotwal, tough on the outside, but sometimes they let us have a ball, right? They also suffer our fiendish antics and fun. For my batch, Mr. Daniel Bendy was the favorite one, correct? Proxies during fallen. Proxies during fallen was the day's last delight. SCC sweating to make the empty spots look right. So the band and the march past was almost always a blast. The band and the march past was almost always a blast, where the Gaon ka Chora and the city bred Chichora alike vied for the awkward squad, the class 8 type. Awkward squad, anyone? कोई नहीं बोला. With hormones raging, now it's finished here onward. With hormones raging, bus rides to LBS were never a bore. Correct? With hormones raging, the bus rides to LBS were never a bore. There goes even a faintly nubile girl. Here comes the road. याद है? Hello. We can surely everyone on a mission, bolting down the gangway like convicts from a prison. Late Sunday nights, where storytelling hubs, reaching up, listening to exaggerated tales, smoking hidden cigarette butts, cigarettes down to the butt. Do you remember that? Inside? Who remembers Haldar? अच्छी तरफ से लेने का, अच्छी तरफ से लेने का, पेट साफ होएगा. Go to hospital, Haldar would feel to sort the after effects of a cheap meal from Sunday. In this story, for those who are associated, this story, Bhausa Dhakka, must find mention. Bhausa Dhakka must find mention, where young fisher women got wholesome attention. Holding a dripping basket on the head, a slender body, got catcalls from the decks, some particularly shoddy. Correct? Youthful imagination then saw a faint smile. पता नहीं कहाँ से दिखा. Youthful imagination then saw a faint smile and the promise to meet on Sunday in a narrow aisle. By Dorothy or through portholes, very vast and it smells tops the poles. And the globe goes around. The globe goes around and we grow older, but always try to live the times when we get older. When Nazre Inayat of a pretty lass, when Nazre Inayat of a pretty lass would get us rolling, heart on ass. We start running. The call of the sea has kept us all young. Yes or no? Yes. The call of the sea has kept us all young, always ready for some more hurdan. Right? So friends, let's make the most of the Dracea meet. Even though we are here, at least most of us, let's make the most of it, of this Dracea meet. Even though most of us are here with our manmeet. Thank you.
Sir, once more later.
Vote of thanks. Gentlemen, just last 2 minutes. So basically, you can say that Captain Subedar has 2 minutes to say, and that is as good as, I request him also to say thanks to everyone, involved here. So, just 2 minutes, not more than that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing before you and the dinner and the lunch with requests from National Hari to sensitize the August gathering, which is, I wish I had spoken a little earlier, to bring home the point that a new STCW is under making. And we have our last chance, most of us who are grandfathers and fathers and everybody else, the last chance to give a better and a good STCW convention to the world at large and the next generation in particular. A couple of meetings have happened in India and abroad, the last one being early November, which was called the Intersessional Working Group, which will be endorsed by the Maritime Safety Committee, which I will be attending in London on the 2nd of December, followed by STW 11. My request is that within the group, maritime groups, WhatsApp groups, DG shipping groups, please give your constructive suggestions for the new STCW provisions. In particular, mandatory simulator training, mandatory new technical course, which will bring in machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc. at all levels of the shamanic. There are various constraints on what to do about the present qualifying sea service, which is at, as you know, Regulation 2.1 talks about 12 months of sea service, including 6 months of watchkeeping. It seems that the senior people would like this to be much more. The European lobby is for reducing even that. So that's one thing that needs to be solved in February next year. So your inputs would be very welcome and important to the Director General of Shipping to submit appropriate guidance or papers from Indian side. There are other issues which are of very considered importance are the continuous professional development rather than revalidation. The whitelist situation, which is communication and information, it is rather strange that many administrations like India are also in the same league as everybody else on the whitelist. So communication and information needs to be strengthened. There is another small change that is required in the new STCW. Plus, the new STCW should be higher minimum mandatory standard, not higher or lower minimum standard, a higher minimum standard and uniformly implemented, which needs perhaps much stronger regulation one, if not the articles. It seems to me that the last meeting, change of articles was again vetoed out. Gentlemen, please remember the last articles were written more than 50 years ago. I am 378 STSW and many of you are also the same. So articles written so many years ago can't necessarily be good for the future. But it seems that there is no appetite for changing the articles. So the best way forward would be improving the regulation one to implement higher minimum standards uniformly implemented. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for passing Captain Banga's message. So it's good to receive his message through the Batchmate and channel as well. Of course, Captain Nagarajan also has passed on, but yes, good to receive. So I think what he is looking for is that the STCW revision has to include something on AI/ML, which I think probably we have a lot of experts here. He can help us in doing that. I think it will pass through DGS, through Captain Darian channel. So I think it's good to probably have a small working group with Captain Subedar, Captain Daniel, ARI, D, and a few more who are interested, and work on it seriously, because it's going to have a major impact how in future the shipping has to move on. So thank you very much, everyone, and it's time for well-earned lunch.
Sir, exceeded by 2 hours. That's a shame on camera.
Sir, we will wait by 1 hour.
Are we meeting again after that?
No, we are not waiting. We are not waiting.
Okay, ready, sir. You want?
So, किधर है आपका सर? इधर दिखा नहीं है।
आपके अटेंडीज में जाऊँ।
अच्छा, attendees।
पिन क्या हो? पिन क्या हो? दो? ये लो।
So, Captain Nagya has announced some surprise from Sailor today. He is going to make anyone visit free, 55,000 rupees return. And what do you have to do, sir? You would like to announce?
Go on the website and fill up the form.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, website.
So guys, you just have to download the app Sailor Today Maritime Radio. Answer 3 questions, 3 simple questions. One about the Kafrit, Rajendra and Charikya. And all those who give the right answer, there will be a lucky draw done by the senior most cadet present here, and you get a refund of your participation fee, 55,000 in an envelope there and then. Thank you.
Finish करो सर। ऊपर ले लो ना, ना इसको करो।